Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are taking the absolute chaos of alert fatigue and transforming it into confident, actionable incident response. If you're in IT support, DevOps, or site reliability engineering, you know exactly the pain I'm talking about. We're going to use the Grafana Play demo environment to show you step-by-step how to build a robust, quiet, and highly effective alerting strategy. Let's get right into it.
Because here's the reality. Alerting without a strategy is just noise. If you're getting woken up at 3 a.m. to a flood of meaningless notifications, that's a fast track to burnout. The golden rule here is that alerts should primarily detect user-facing failures, not just minor internal hiccups. I mean, if a pod restarts and literally no one notices, should you really be paged? Probably not. We are going to fix that noisy setup today by focusing entirely on actionable, symptom-based alerts.
This brilliantly illustrates the before and after we're going for. Imagine the nightmare scenario. A misconfigured database alert firing 50 individual times a minute just because every single node is reporting a tiny latency spike. It's awful. What we want is to transform that panicked flood of 50 pings into one clean, structured, and actionable Slack message that represents the whole incident. It's literally the difference between getting one organized phone call from a teammate and having 50 people screaming at you at 4 a.m. So how do we actually get there? Imagine we're working right now in the dark-themed UI of our Grafana Play demo environment. The absolute fastest way to build an alert that matters is to create it directly from a dashboard panel you already trust. Select the panel, define the query, set your threshold, and save. You already have the query visualizing the problem, right? So why start from scratch? Building this in the UI is incredibly fast. You just hover over the top right corner of your panel, click the menu icon, select More, and hit New Alert Rule. What's brilliant here is that Grafana automatically grabs that existing panel query and links the new alert rule right back to your dashboard using annotations. This means when the alert finally fires, the responder gets a direct link to the exact graph that triggered it. An alert should be the start of a solution, not a puzzle. This is absolutely crucial. An alert has to be designed for the first responder, not just the person who originally configured it. Anyone on call should be able to read an alert and instantly understand what's wrong and what to do next. They shouldn't need a deep architectural knowledge of the system just to triage. If an alert is just a cryptic string of server names, well, that's a puzzle, and no one wants to be solving puzzles during a Sev1 outage.
To avoid those puzzles, we use annotations. By attaching specific details to your alert message, you empower the on-call engineer to actually start troubleshooting right away. You need a human-readable summary, a detailed description of the impact, a linked dashboard, and, most importantly, a runbook URL. When a responder clicks that runbook link, they are instantly taken to the exact step-by-step guide for fixing the issue. Way better than furiously Googling error codes at dawn, right?
All right, rule is set up. Context is there. Now we have to decide exactly where it goes. This is called a contact point. And for most IT support and DevOps teams today, that means integrating directly with Slack to keep communications centralized and visible to the whole team. Let's look at how we establish that connection securely. Setting this up securely is surprisingly simple. While you could use legacy webhooks, the absolute best practice is to use a Slack bot token. You'll know you have the right one because it starts with XOXB. You select the Slack integration, enter that token along with your target channel ID to securely authenticate the workspace, and you're good. Once you hit test, Grafana shoots a test message over, and you are ready to start routing. But here's the thing. Routing is just as important as the alert itself. If a database goes down, your web servers, payment gateways, and API endpoints are all going to throw errors simultaneously. This cascading failure is the biggest cause of alert fatigue. To solve it, we use notification policies and alert grouping. We want Grafana to catch all those related errors from that cascading failure and bundle them into a single cohesive incident report. To make that bundling happen, we rely on 3 distinct timing options, starting with group wait. Now, this concept trips up a lot of junior SREs, but group wait simply gives Grafana a buffer, usually about 30 seconds by default, to bundle related alerts together before it decides to page you. It essentially says, hey, I see an error, but let me hold on for a few seconds to see if any other related systems fail too, so I can just send them all to you in one message. Next up is the group interval, which is totally different from group wait. Once that initial bundled alert is sent, the issue is usually still ongoing. Group interval prevents notification spam by setting a strict speed limit on how often you get updates about that exact same ongoing incident. The default is 5 minutes. So if more servers fail under that same grouped issue 2 minutes later, Grafana holds back. It respects the speed limit, waiting for the 5-minute mark to send you a clean, updated summary.
And finally, we have the repeat interval. Let's say the alert is firing, but your team is heads down fixing a different, higher priority issue, and the alert just gets pushed up the Slack chat. The repeat interval acts as a gentle reminder, resending the notification if the group hasn't changed and the alert hasn't been resolved. By default, this is set to 4 hours, acting as a really crucial safety net just in case a critical alert gets buried or forgotten during a truly chaotic shift.
Okay, let's put this all together and dive right into a real-world crisis to see this entire strategy in action. Think of this like a senior SRE mentoring a new team member. We have our alert rules, our Slack contact points, and our grouping policies all configured in our Grafana Play environment. Let's watch how the system handles a sudden, high-impact failure.
Here's the scenario. Our critical payment service just crossed a 5% error threshold. Immediately, multiple instances of the payment service start failing and triggering alerts. But instead of 20 different alerts flooding Slack and causing absolute panic, our notification policy steps in. It intelligently looks at the label service equals payment and uses it to group all those incoming alerts together before routing them straight to the on-call channel.
And the result is the perfect alert payload. Because of our strategy, the on-call channel receives a single, highly structured message. It boldly states the status is firing, it clearly identifies the payment service, and crucially, it includes an embedded link straight to the dashboard and the specific runbook. The first responder doesn't have to guess. They have absolutely everything they need right there to resolve that 5% error spike immediately. They click the link, read the runbook, and get straight to fixing the issue.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Take a look at your own Grafana setup today. Scroll through your team's Slack channel. Ask yourself, are your alerts truly providing high-confidence signals that help your team resolve issues faster? Or are they just keeping everyone awake with unactionable noise? By taking the time to configure proper routing, annotations, and grouping, you can fundamentally change your team's relationship with on-call. What steps will you take today to quiet the noise?